New on Curiosity Stream. How do you connect a 16th century potato to limitless energy production? Could Napoleon's toothpick have a direct link to a machine that predicts the future? And how can a 1700s conch shell chart a course to humans connecting their brains to the internet? James Burke's visionary series Connections returns for a new generation. Experience all new Connections. With monthly, annual, and bundled plans, find the one that works for you at curiositystream.com.
Between aging and busy lifestyles, many women struggle with maintaining their physical and mental wellness. At Aquavita Concierge Healthcare Services for Women, we can help you revitalize your health and reclaim your life. We start from within by balancing your hormones, allowing your body to achieve and maintain desired weight goals. We also specialize in peptide therapies, regenerative medicine, sexual health, and aesthetics in our state-of-the-art facilities. Feel better, look better, live better at Aquavita. Visit aquavitality.com and begin your journey today.
Welcome to Pretty Lies and Alibis. Join us as we seek the truth and travel the long road to justice. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Pretty Lies and Alibis. I'm Gigi Fruit Loop. What you know this Friday?
Did you know that your nostrils work one at a time?
No, see, I'm sitting here right now trying to sniff.
That's what I did.
I mean, I'm kind of stuffy, so this is not the best time for me to test this out. So
yeah. It's like a nasal cycle is what it's called.
That's weird.
Yeah. It's the reason that when your nose gets stopped up, sometimes you only have one nostril stop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never knew that. It's like a cycle.
There you go. Your useless fact of the day.
It's going to be on Jeopardy one day and you're going to know.
Because you told me. Yeah. You know, it's really crazy if you think about what our bodies do and how it repairs itself, and it's a trip, especially with my aunt being sick. You know, you see all this stuff and what the body can withstand and how it regenerates stuff. It's a trip.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a discussion for a whole other podcast, like in general, a medical one. So we won't go there. We want to give a shout out to Too Cool T-Shirt Quilts. Go to toocooltshirtquilts.com/pretty lies and alibis. Check out what Andrea and crew can do with all your t-shirts that you're just stuffing your drawers with and not wearing, because I know y'all all do that. Go to toocooltshirtquilts.com/pretty lies and alibis. She'll know we sent you. What can they do, Fruit Loop?
They can take your t-shirts and make them into a quilt that is too cool.
Yes, they can. So yeah, it's Friday.
It's Friday. We had a cool live last night.
It was so much fun. Like, I had a blast. I really did. It's been a crazy week again. You know how it is when somebody's really, really sick. In fact, I just got home to do this. I'm heading right back up. Going to hang out with her until about 9 o'clock. Let her husband go home and get some rest. Thank you guys for all your positive vibes. We had one test today that we've been waiting on, and it came out good. So we're just trying to check things off the list to find out why she's staying septic. So
sitting at the hospital is, you do nothing, but it's the most tiring thing you ever do.
It is. And the chairs, you know, it's like they're designed to make you not want to sit there. And my back is killing me and all that stuff. But we throw on the Game Show Network and we battle. So it's not all too bad, except for like today, she'll be really sleepy because they had to put her out for like 10 minutes to do this little test. So anyways, we are going to finish up this arrest affidavit today because we thought that the Curtis Reeves trial was starting today, but it's not. It's going to be Monday. So we're going to get this out of the way, be done with it. And then Monday, we will start that trial. There was another one. It's really hard. There's one that started, I believe, today. It is a potential serial killer. I think maybe 3 victims or so, but it seems like our listeners were more interested in the Reeves trial. So we're going to cover that. And Sherlock is at the door meowing, but he can stay out there. So, all right. So we're going to, last I saw him, he was chasing a dog up the street.
Sweet.
Yep. So we're going to get started. This next interview with the FBI was conducted April 5th of last year, 2021. And they start showing Barry proof of the affair, like some messages, some selfies that Suzanne had sent and that sort of thing. And he said mentally he's just confused. He didn't know if it was a fair way for him to think. And when they asked what he meant, he said he doesn't think about her the same way he did before he found out about the affair. He said he was never unfaithful, and he wanted to blame the affair on her cancer, her chemo, her drugs, alcohol. He said he doesn't think the girls would have talked to her if they would have found out she had an affair. And I probably could see that. These girls really seem like daddy's girls. And I mean, okay, a lot of girls are, but yeah, I'm sure that was tough for them in the midst of all this to find that out. And that might have really solidified their support for their dad too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the agents tell Barry that they're also concerned about this end of life planning steps that he's doing, including selling off the assets and his statement saying he won't be around anymore, and also his weight loss. They say his behavior with Shoshana is concerning. She is somebody that he has been with. I don't know if he's still with her, but just a few months after Suzanne was missing, he started hanging out with this chick. And they have pictures of them together at Antlers Hotel. And Barry says she's special to him, but it's not sexual. He says they met October 25th, and he said she was an answered prayer of asking God to give him something. He says the girls know about her, and he stays late at night sometimes, but they're helping each other, and that's all. We put helping in air quotes. He says the selling of the assets is to get him out of there. And they tell Barry they're trying to fill in the gaps and complete this investigation. And Barry asks again if they'll clear him when they do so he can start healing and move on. They show Barry the list that Suzanne made as reasons to leave him and asked if she ever went through that list with him. And he said no, but it's something she would throw in his face when she was accusing him of doing something. They show Barry the line where she says, I can't be healthy and stay in this relationship. And also what was said on the recording pin where she said he controls her eating habits and what she wears. And Barry said he never controlled her like that. He said when her cancer returned, she blamed it on him from the stress he was causing her. He said he thinks that... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
My thing here is why would she lie? What is she gaining from making that statement? Like, and I think the big thing too is, as far as I can tell, these notes were not shared with anybody. And that's why I think they're really valid, because you can tell your friends one thing, you can tell your lover one thing, but when you're writing notes on your iPhone that you're just storing on there, I mean, why would you sit there and lie about the relationship in a document that's on your phone? Yeah. I mean, he has everything to gain from not telling the truth now. Right. But there's no reason for her to lie. And look, I mean, honestly, no marriage is perfect. And it's a 50-50 thing when a marriage breaks down for the most part. There are instances where you have an unsuspecting spouse and the other one just royally screws everything up. But at the same time, Barry's not going to admit to his faults in this marriage because it's going to make him look bad. She's gone. She's missing. And he's kind of their prime suspect at this point. So it's just, but it's true. Everything that they put before him, he has an excuse. There is an explanation for everything with Barry. And that just, to me, that raises a lot of red flags. Yep. None of them, I really haven't seen him say, yeah, you know what? I wasn't the best husband. Even if he didn't cheat, how you treat somebody that's 90% of your marriage. Do you respect them? Are they an equal? That kind of thing. Really seems to me like, as the sole breadwinner, he held that over her head. Everything we have is because of me. Yeah. Even though he's having to borrow money from her family because he can't pay some payments he owes. Anyways, he said he thinks that was her putting friction in the marriage since she had a lover. And he said after the "it's over" text, he was trying to control his hurt heart. He said he couldn't get in her head that he was not cheating. So Barry says her distance from him makes sense now that he knows she was in love with someone else. The agents ask if he had figured out who her lover was, and he says he still doesn't know who he is. He wants to know, but he's afraid he would do something he would regret. Not kill him, but punch him hard. They asked Barry if his cameras around the house could have caught him chasing chipmunks. And he said the cameras were in the safe and he didn't think any were running, but agents took everything from the safe. My thought on that is, if it's a camera system with DVR, So a lot of your camera systems have DVRs. So the DVRs are in a different area, and that's what the camera backs up to. Or like the Blink cameras. I mean, maybe you had the cameras. I don't know why you would store the cameras in the safe, though.
It doesn't make sense. And I don't think we've heard anything about any kind of DVR, but as we know, they don't put everything forth in a preliminary hearing.
Yeah.
So did they find anything? I don't know. There's got to be something because there's just not much solid.
No. You know. So Grusing mentions the tranquilizer cap found in the dryer with Mallory's sheets. And Barry said, I've shot deer from that little breezeway from between the garage and the laundry room out that back door. Grusing asked again about his phone being in airplane mode. This is what don't make sense to me. His phone being in airplane mode the night Suzanne was last seen. And Barry said maybe Suzanne took it out of airplane mode because he doesn't remember doing it. Grusing said that's odd because her phone had no activity. The whole airplane mode, there's only one reason why you put your phone in airplane mode.
Yep.
I mean, it's to hide your location.
Exactly.
So nobody knows where you are. They show photos Suzanne had sent to Jeff, and Barry said she looks intoxicated in every picture. One photo, she tells Jeff she's wearing that shirt for him, and Barry reads this and says it's hurtful. This was the 22 round for me was big. Mm-hmm. They asked him about the 22 round by the bed, and he said it must have fallen out of his pocket when Suzanne was folding laundry. He's got an excuse for everything.
Everything. There is an excuse. Yeah. I mean, and the excuses have nothing to do with him.
No.
It's just, like I'm saying it's everybody else's fault but mine.
Yeah. Now this next one was huge for me too. They also show him a photo of the damaged door frame from the master bedroom, and Barry said he had no idea where that came from. Okay.
Yeah, right. Even if it happened 3 months ago, you're gonna know that your door frame is damaged.
Yeah.
They have a teenager living at home. If they can't shut their door.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I watched a couple of guys, and I forget their names. Forgive me. I think it's Ron.
Duty Ron?
Duty Ron. I think that's who it was. I may be wrong, but one of them did an episode on this, and their thing was, did she get shot with a tranquilizer gun and run, locked herself in the room, and he kicked the door in?
That's a really good theory.
I mean, why else?
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you, my dad had to break in our house, and he kicked our front door in, and he messed around the door. I can tell you how that got there. Like, I know how it happened.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So even if this didn't happen the day she disappears, I mean, you would know. She would say, hey, look, something happened at the door frame. It takes a lot of force to do what that door frame looked like. There's a picture of it in the arrest affidavit. It's messed up.
Yeah. Yeah. So he denies chasing Suzanne at the resort in Mexico. When he asked to see her phone, but he says he may have walked behind her. They ask again about the night she went missing. He said they split the steak because she never eats a full meal. He then says he thinks he laid out with her, and he isn't sure when he started shooting chipmunks. Okay, this was in the evening, right?
Well, yeah, afternoon? So I guess they asked about the evening, but then he started talking about earlier in that day.
Yeah. So Grusing said he couldn't have cooked steak because his truck doors were opening and closing. Barry says he was doing both at the same time. Dude, you gonna burn them steaks. He says his lack of recollection may be from emotional trauma. They asked why his airplane mode was activated at 4:32 a.m. Mother's Day morning, and Barry said maybe Suzanne got up and turned it on and went back to bed. He said he doesn't have his phone with him in the shower.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I am not getting my booty out of bed at like 4 a.m. to turn airplane mode on my husband's phone.
What's the point?
Yeah, I mean, because it's just an excuse for everything. Again, blame her. She's not here to say, yeah, that's hogwash. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. That made no sense to me. Why would she get out of bed and turn it on airplane mode?
Like, there's one reason why you turn your phone on airplane mode. One, if you're flying in an airplane. And two, if you're not wanting somebody to know your location.
Exactly. So they show him photos from his trash run at McDonald's and ask what he was carrying. And he said, probably junk from his trunk. What you gonna do with all that junk inside your trunk? So he says he does remember having an old pair of boots that had a tear in them. And they asked about him pushing the trash down with his hands at McDonald's, and he said it was very full. And let me just tell you, I don't care how full a trash can is at a McDonald's. I'm not sticking my hands down to my shoulder in a McDonald's trash can.
No, think about how the McDonald's trash cans are. They go in and down. It's not on top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you physically have to reach in it and push down.
Yeah,
it's
I
not
don't know.
Open on top.
It just, I mean, but aside from that, it's gross. I'm not going to any public trash can. They said he was into his shoulder, pushing that evidence down. Call a spade a spade. So they show a photo showing that he pushed so far that his shoulder was in the trash can. And Barry says, of course, he doesn't remember that. Now it's time to feature our paid advertisers for this week. First up is Care of.
With this busy start of the holidays and the new year behind us, I think it's important to reprioritize ourselves. So I know here when the days are short because of the time change and it's cold outside, trying to focus on your health and finding a routine that works for us should be put up to the forefront. I know it's hard to remember that with busy schedules. I know we get that way, trying to get all our podcast in and family stuff and everything. So at least I know it's hard for me at times to put my health first. So staying on track with my health goals, thanks to Care of's daily packs that make taking your vitamins easy to stick with every day.
That's right, Fruit Loop. Care of is a subscription-based service that ships high-quality, personalized vitamins, supplements, and powders conveniently to your door every month. To start getting the subscription, visit Care of's website and take a short, in-depth quiz about your health goals and lifestyle and get personally tailored recommendations based on your answers. You can stick with what Care of recommends or change up your pack at any time.
So I've taken the quiz and I was really impressed by the layout of their website. I took the quiz in less than 5 minutes. It gave me a list of vitamins that were tailored to me and my health goals. So throughout the quiz, it would ask specific questions about health goals. And then it asked specialized questions to better understand your personal goals. The plan that is provided at the end of the quiz is detailed and easy to look at to determine what you want to include in your vitamin pack. What is cool is that you can retake the Care of quiz as your goals and needs change. That was important for me. 6 months down the road, can you change something up? So its recommendations evolve based on your answers.
And Care of's products are made from good for you, clean ingredients that are backed by the latest science and research so you can feel good about what you're putting in your body. The Care of personalized packs are awesome too. Care of really has made picking your vitamins and getting a healthy routine fun and easy.
So Care of is providing an awesome promo for all our Pretty Lies and Alibis listeners. So for 50% off your first Care of order, go to takecareof.com and enter code whattheworld50. Again, for 50% off your first Care of order, go to takecareof.com and enter code whattheworld50.
HelloFresh is our next paid advertiser for this week. And with HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit.
Gigi, I tell you, I did a full week order with HelloFresh last week. And when it came, it was like Christmas morning all over again. I got some incredible recipes. And what I love is that HelloFresh provides everything you need. The recipe is simply to understand, and the ingredients are provided in your box. Not to mention, the packages are really organized and their branding is neat and appealing. Dude,
Yeah,
the burgers, out of this world. My favorite by far.
Yeah. I've tried out a lot of recipes because I subscribed. My kids love it. They think I'm a rock star in the kitchen now. The recipes are family friendly. Even for picky eaters, I have 3 of those. HelloFresh is 72% cheaper than a restaurant meal of the same quality, and you can save on average $85 per month when you order HelloFresh instead of grocery shopping. That's money right back in your pocket.
So HelloFresh offers 50 menu and market items to choose from every week, including veggie, fit and wholesome, family-friendly, and gourmet options, which provides a variety. I have several new recipes to try out this week, and I'm so excited. HelloFresh saves me time, provides a change in my normal cooking routine, and gives me what the world good food weekly. Y'all heard that? What the world good food.
If you haven't tried HelloFresh, you've got to try it out. You won't regret it. Go to HelloFresh.com/whattheworld16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts.
Try out America's #1 meal kit. That's HelloFresh.com/whattheworld16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
They show him.
But here's my other thing. Why? I have never thrown a pair of shoes away somewhere else.
Me either. I toss them out with my regular trash.
Yeah, at home.
Because he watches Forensic Files. They can take that soil from the bottom of those boots.
Yep.
And they could tell you where it came from. And who knows, maybe they would find her body. Just saying. He ain't dumb. If you watch Forensic Files, I mean, clearly it's paid off. We ain't found her. So they show him a photo of an operating manual for a game camera, and Barry said it was just a cheap camera. And the agents say they didn't find that camera in their search, and Barry said he doesn't know what happened to it. He said he couldn't get it to work because it was junk. They asked when he bought the camera in relation to when Suzanne went missing, and he did not know. They mentioned that Suzanne's purse with everything was found in her car, and they doubt that she chose to disappear. And Barry said he never thought she would disappear, although he has said that pretty much every interview that maybe she just left. They talk about the photos of nude women and sexual encounter dating sites found on his phone, and he said it could have come from pop-up images. He said he told Mallory and Macy about the affair, and they did not take it well. They cried and they were angry. And I think that's probably the truest thing that he said this whole time they've interviewed him. They asked why he was texting Suzanne's phone from July to October after she was missing, and he said just to make himself feel better. He said he assumed agents had the phone, but just in case they didn't, he texted in case she could see them. And here's my point. If he thought maybe agents had her phone, he wanted to seem like the concerned husband who was still pining for his missing wife. They
Here's
asked
my
where
thing.
Barry... What?
It's a dumb criminal.
It really is. But then you say that, and then you think, but how dumb? Because I think the man is guilty as sin. But I've said this about every episode. I'm concerned to get 12 people to agree with that.
Yeah. My thing is, though, why make that statement? Even if that's why you did it.
Yeah.
Why say, I assumed agents had the phone? Like,
I would say I miss her and I love her. And in the remote chance she is alive and well and has her phone, then I wanted her to, you know what I'm, but that's not what it is. It's all for show.
Yep.
So they asked where Barry would look for her phone, and he said in the river. The investigators say the helmet and the bike being so far apart indicated it was staged, and it was a diversion that indicated foul play to them, and Barry agreed with that.
So on April 22nd, they tell Barry they've concluded that Suzanne was not conscious the evening of the 9th and the 10th, and Barry agrees. He admitted to disposing of the tranquilizers and confirmed his last time around her, she was lightly snoring. He said he was looking for a turkey on the property on May 9th, and he knows it makes him look bad, but says it's in God's hands. Agents tell him when Barry answers with, "I don't recall," it means he is lying because he answered almost all of the audit questions with that phrase. They want to discuss the audit they did. They ask where the $30,000 from the GoFundMe went and if it was used to pay for the purchase of the Longhorn Ranch property. And Barry said he doesn't remember where the money went, but he paid a worker and paid a lot of things out of that money, but doesn't remember what a lot of it was. That's sad.
I wonder if any of that money went for anything related to Suzanne. Probably not.
Yeah. So Barry said if Suzanne would have sat him down and said she had found love elsewhere, he said, "We don't need to get a whatever. If this is what you want, I don't want to be with you if you don't love me. I want you happy." He said he would have wrote her a check for half and let her on her way.
So I put that there because he started that sentence, "We don't need to get I assume, divorce." And then he changes his whole thought process that he's going to be the understanding spouse and say, "Hey, if you don't love me, I don't want to be with you. Here's a check for half your money." The reason I put that there is very telling, because if you remember in I think the last episode we did, he says he didn't believe in divorce. Yeah. Suzanne knew he wouldn't allow a divorce.
Yeah, if you marry me, it's forever, is what he said.
Right. Very possessive. I mean, look, I know when you're married, you're committed and all that, but I'm telling you, the whole motive for this is the "I'm done" text. I think that sealed her fate, unfortunately.
Yeah. So he said Suzanne was living in sin and Satan can put blinders on anyone, and he knows what it looks like on the outside when people get wind of her affair. He said the relationship was special until she fell into sin, and he doesn't know why she did what she did. Grusing brings up Barry talking about Comey and Hillary Clinton saying "I don't recall" when they didn't want to lie, and Barry says he doesn't trust Comey and Hillary, and if they're twisting what he said to implicate him as lying, but when he says he doesn't recall something, he doesn't recall it.
Okay. I can tell you Barry is one of those people I would hate to be around because, look, I don't do politics anymore. It's just pointless. But when you're talking about your missing wife and you start bringing politics and whatever party you don't like into it, like, that's just moronic.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's Hillary Clinton got to do with Suzanne?
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing. Like, she's still missing.
Right.
Like, she's missing. They're hunting her. So Grusing and Harris as two men of integrity.
All about fail.
This is what Barry says. Barry says that Grusing and Harris are two men of integrity and honest, God-fearing men, and then says that he hopes agents will see him in the same light because Barry thinks us three are a lot of alike. No.
Just buttering their little butts.
Yeah, really.
So Barry's purchase of the VPN, Barry deleting calls from his call logs, why Barry initially thought his big argument with Suzanne was on Friday, evidence through the messages sent to Jeff of other arguments, which was daily the week she went missing, how long Suzanne was distant and unloving, and if Barry and Suzanne were separate on Wednesday and Friday evenings based on their cell phones, discrepancies in his calls to Gene Mormon, evidence pointing to Barry sending the Facebook friend request on Friday night, Barry's phone functions involving passwords, and the multiple airplane mode functions on Barry's phone. That's kind of a summary of a lot of the things that really investigators kind of went to the DA with, I believe.
Yeah, and it's a long list.
Yeah. And they show him the GPS from Saturday and say it looks like he was in the woods on foot. And Barry said he may have been looking for turkeys because he said, excuse me, one of his daughters had shot a turkey and they never found it. So apparently he would go in the woods to see if this turkey had an arrow sticking out of it or something. He said,
okay, I hate to tell you, she shot a turkey. It ain't no longer there.
No.
Some other animals and drag that thing off.
Right. And this was during the time that he claims they were eating the soup that Suzanne made. When asked about the folders that were burned in the fireplace, he said he and Suzanne were cleaning out file cabinets that week. He does not recall her having a leather journal, which is odd because even the daughters who do not sleep in that room said that journal was always by her bed. Barry said the tranquilizer top in the dryer makes him look bad, but he said he didn't fire the tranquilizer gun that day. When they asked what kind of tranquilizers he used, he lists 3 different kinds. He says he doesn't recall if he disposed of the chemicals that day. He admits he fills the tranquilizers himself and does not use a vet. He said the last time he used them was at the end of April 2020.
Then why is that cap in there?
Yeah, no, because I totally think it's valid what the DA is alleging as far as how she died. So Barry admits to submitting a ballot in Suzanne's name in the presidential election, saying he did so because he wanted Trump to win. He said the other guys were cheating and she planned to vote for Trump anyways. They told him that was illegal, and Barry said he didn't know you couldn't submit one for your spouse. Well, yeah, she's missing. Okay, dude. Yeah. You can't do that.
It's not like she was working that day and couldn't go.
Right.
Like,
can you drop this at the post office for me? Let me sign my name. I don't know if there's a signature there or not, but he said one of his daughters thinks that Suzanne is still alive and just left. He said this is in God's hands and that God allowed this to happen. Well, I tell you, he thinks the devil or Satan or whatever is just like singling him out. I think the devil's got better things to do than single Barry Morphew out. Yeah. He said he thought he would be cleared in 2 months, and this isn't good for him emotionally, physically, and spiritually, and maybe God did this to protect the girls from heartache. Barry asked what's next, and they say that at this point, it's up to the DA.
So next, we look at the tranquilizer consult. So agents consulted with a field vet about the tranquilizers. She said a person of Suzanne's size would be sedated in about 8 to 12 minutes and complete sedation in about 2 to 8 hours. The dart would be painful, and it would take 2 to 3 minutes for her to start feeling drunk, wobbly, and unstable. It would hinder breathing, and breathing would sound like a snore. An initial dose could be fatal, and the second dose would likely cause brain damage. To be used legally, it has to be prescribed by a vet. The tranquilizol mentioned by Barry to agents should only be used by licensed vets. It is used to sedate bears and will last up to 8 hours. The vet was surprised any civilian would have that. So the agents received a tip December 16th that Barry was intimately involved with a woman named Shoshana. She was interviewed the next day. She said she met him in October of 2020. She cleaned his neighbor's house and met him by chance at the dumpster. Dude, him and that trash. Man.
It's a dumpster fire, this whole case.
Sheesh, I know, right? She said they're not romantically or sexually involved. She deleted items from her phone in front of investigators, possibly a second number for Barry, and was evasive in answering questions. She said she called CBI tip line in May of 2020 to report strange vehicles in the area around the time Suzanne disappeared. She said people tell her she resembles Suzanne. From December 2020 to April 2021, numerous residents of Salida have reported they were in a relationship, and it was reported as early as July of 2020. The FBI had a pole camera installed, and it captured Barry's truck consistently coming and going from her home, often between 9 and 11 p.m., and sometimes would stay through the night.
They're just helping each other.
Yeah. They also checked into a hotel February 12th, 2021, and checked out on Valentine's Day. Barry carried her luggage, and she had a bouquet of flowers. His phone was off or in airplane mode during most of this trip.
So that finishes up pretty much the arrest affidavit. There were some interviews with other people, but the main stuff we talked about at the very beginning of the series, it wasn't really anything that we hadn't already heard. Yeah. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't know much past this arrest affidavit. I just haven't had time to catch up on a lot of the stuff. I mean, I know that he was arrested. I know that At the preliminary hearing, the judge said there just was not enough evidence to hold him without bond. So he's out on bond and awaiting trial. So we're going to maybe do a little bit catch up where we can, before he goes to trial, kind of go from the arrest affidavit to now. There's a lot of just gossipy stuff. And I mean, honestly, like, I don't care about that kind of stuff. Like, I just care about the facts of the case. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, now we have done this case and we are caught up. So I'm glad, because I've wanted to know more, and man, it was a booger to kind of get a grip on. But anyway, so we appreciate you guys, and, share our podcast with your friends or subscribe to us on YouTube. And we will see you back Monday, where we will start this Curtis Reeves trial. You guys have an amazing weekend.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Wells Fargo presents one of the surest ways to grow your money. A Wells Fargo CD account, where you can earn a 5.00% annual percentage yield on an 11-month term with a minimum opening deposit of $5,000. Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/CD rates to open a CD account and start growing your savings with us.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.